Hello, and welcome to Financials Podcast Future Rich. I'm your host, Barbara Ginty, and I'm also a CFP, which is a certified financial planner. And I wanted to come on and welcome everybody to season 8. This is our 8th season. We are going to switch things up a little bit, not completely, but a little bit, for this upcoming season. If you are new here, you can go all the way back to 2018 when we recorded our first season. We didn't produce quite as often as we do now, but our first episode aired in February of 2018, so quite a long time ago. So for this season, what we're going to do is we're still going to do guest episodes. So if you're interested in coming on the show as a guest, we would love to have you. You can write in on Instagram or on our website, www.futurerichpodcast.com, and make a submission. The requirements to be a guest are that you are a female and that you are comfortable disclosing all of your financial numbers. So when you come on, I will ask you how much money you are making. If you are partnered, how much money your partner is making. If you're married, how much money your spouse is making. You need to know what your income and expenses are, and then we'll walk through everything that's going on in your finances, where you are today and where you would like to be in the future, and some changes you can make to get to where you want to go in the future. I believe that being a guest is a great exercise to really sit down and drill down in the numbers on, like, what is your household income? What is your household expenses? How much do you really have saved, and how much debt do you have? Oftentimes, people don't sit down and know how much money they're really making, nor do they know how much they're really spending and what they're really spending their money on. And I think it's really important to go through that exercise. I enjoy going through it with our guests on the show. I think the advantage of doing it on the show is you get a second opinion on what your income and expenses are, and then how to tweak those income and expenses to maybe better serve you and your goals and your financial goals. Ideally get you there faster, or just make sure you're on track to reach your financial goals. So we're still going to do that. We do get a ton of requests to come on the show as an expert. Those are far and few between in terms of the slots. So I would say I probably get at least one request a day to come on the show as an expert, if not 4. So I just want to put that out there. Our objective with the podcast is that we help educate women about finances and help improve financial literacy amongst women. Women control a lot of the household finances, also a lot of the finances domestically. And all the studies show that women are less confident in their personal financial skill set. And so my objective and my team's objective, we are all women, is to help improve financial literacy and education amongst women. And by doing so, help women feel more in control of their finances and more confident in making those financial decisions. I just think it's so important that as a female, that you take responsibility for your own financial future, whether or not you're partnered. I think that we each have a responsibility to be educated on personal finance and to make responsible decisions. Too often, and we've had experts on the show have come on and talked about it, is that women specifically turn a blind eye to the finances and allow a partner to take care of it for them, and are not privy to the decision making or what exactly is happening with the finances. Like, where is the mortgage? How much debt do you have? What is the interest rate? How much are you spending? How much is being saved? And that can have really terrible consequences. Doesn't always, but more often than not, it has terrible consequences if you're not involved in the financial decision making or understanding where your finances are at. And then all of a sudden you become, something changes in your life, and now you're in charge of those financial decisions, or you find out the financial decisions that were being made on your behalf were not what you would have agreed to had you been privy to those decisions. And so I just feel really strongly about helping educate women to take that control back and make sure that they are always part of the conversation when it comes to finances. Whether or not you're married or single, you should be part of the conversation. And we hope with this podcast that we will give you the tools and the confidence to be part of the conversation which is why I think being a guest is a great idea, because you can come on and talk intelligently about where your finances currently are, all the different breakdowns, and then where you want your finances to be, or if those where you currently are is going to allow you to reach your future financial goals. So that is our objective. So we want to make sure that we really skew more heavily towards guests. And the change that we're going to make for this season is I want to focus a bit more on retirement. I think retirement is, obviously we're all working so that one day we can retire. So I want to talk a little bit more about what goes into retirement, how to successfully retire, what does that look like, what components do you need to successfully retire. And so most of our guests have skewed mainly in their 20s and 30s and maybe early 40s. But if you are listening to this and that's not you, and you're in your 40s or 50s or 60s and you have questions about retirement, please write in. We definitely want to have more of a focus this year on retirement and how do you get there and what does that look like. And so therefore, we're going to be doing guest episodes. I will be doing solo episodes on retirement specific topics. And then we will have some experts come on. But as I said, we don't want it to be all experts. So if you're listening, we are looking for either guest or I will be doing solo topics, on something specific like Social Security, estate planning, tax ramifications, more specific topics to retirement. And we will have a few experts on, but we will pick them pretty selectively. So we get just so many requests for experts. So we're looking for guests always. We love to have guests on. And then I will be doing more solo episodes on retirement. If there is a topic that you're specifically interested in that we haven't done an episode on, or we haven't done an episode on more recently, please write in and let me know. We are happy to listen to feedback and make adjustments. But yeah, we're very excited for this season. We're very excited to continue to promote financial literacy and financial education. And so we look forward to bringing you this season. So as always, if you want to be a guest, write in on our website, www.futurerichpodcast.com, or on Instagram. We monitor that the most closely. And thank you to all of our lovely listeners for listening to all these seasons. We're very excited to produce season 8. And if you like the show, the best thing you could do for us is share it with a friend and subscribe. So you can subscribe below on Spotify or Apple. And if you like the show, it'd be wonderful if you could share it with a friend of yours. Hope everyone has a wonderful day, and our first guest episode will be out next Friday. Time for our disclaimer. The opinions voiced in this podcast are for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance references are historical and do not guarantee future results. Make sure that you consult with your own legal, tax, and/or financial advisor before making any decisions.